TYKO and the Magic Bird. Once in a far-off land called Japan, there lived a young boy by the name of TYKO, who lived with his mom and dad in a little house by the ocean. Each night after eating supper and helping to clean up, TYKO would walk down to the beach where he would sit on his favorite rock to watch the sunset. He would say to the sun, "My day is ending, and so is yours." He would then pretend to put the sun to bed and cover it with a blanket of clouds. Next, he would turn on the moon like a nightlight, so if the sun happened to wake up in the middle of the night, it would not be frightened by the dark. As he sat there on his rock, TYKO would often wonder what there was on the other side of the ocean. He had heard the grown-ups talk about a place called Horizon, where the sky melted into the ocean and became one with the earth. Horizon, he had been told, was a place which people could see, but never go to. Only the birds could fly into and out of Horizon, and only the fish could swim to it. Furthermore, Horizon only existed during the day, when God's light shone on it. At night, it would no longer be there. TYKO imagined Horizon to be a magical place. It was where the sun lived and where the day was born. It was where the clouds danced to the song of the wind, while the sun played hide and seek behind them. It was a place filled with love and joy and happiness. In fact, TYKO was certain that Horizon was where God lived. Oh, how he dreamt of going there. One night as TYKO sat on his rock thinking these thoughts, he saw something shiny floating in the water. He jumped off his rock and ran to the edge of the water to get a better look. As he got closer, TYKO saw that it was a golden box reflecting the light of the moon. TYKO waited until the box floated to him, and then carefully picked it up. This must surely be a present from Horizon, he thought to himself, as he slowly opened the box. All he found inside, however, was a blank piece of paper. At first, TYKO was disappointed, but then he had a thought. This must surely be magic paper, he said to himself, because everything in Horizon is magic. He stood there holding the paper, waiting for the magic to begin, but nothing happened. He then placed the paper back in the box and ran home. When he got to his room, he carefully placed the box under his bed. That night, TYKO had a dream. He dreamt that the moon came into his room and took the golden box out from under his bed. She then took the magic paper out of the box and began folding it into a beautiful bird. The moon then held the bird in the palms of her hands as she stood by the window. Slowly, the paper bird came to life and flew out of the window towards Horizon. Early the next morning, while everyone was still asleep, except the sun, which had just woken up and was rubbing his eyes, TYKO took the golden box down to the beach. Sitting on his rock, he took the paper out of the box and began folding it the way he remembered the moon doing in his dream. When the bird was finished, TYKO placed it next to him on the rock and waited. Suddenly, the bird magically came to life and began flapping its wings. And with each flap of its wings, the bird became larger and larger until it was big enough for TYKO to climb onto. As TYKO held on tightly, the bird soared off into the sky towards Horizon. The bird flew higher and higher and farther away. As TYKO looked back, he could see his house getting smaller and smaller. They flew so far over the ocean that soon TYKO was unable to see his house at all. All he could see, where his house had been, was the sky melting into the ocean and becoming one with the earth. In fact, it seemed that anywhere that TYKO looked, the sky and ocean had melted together. Suddenly, TYKO understood. Horizon was all around. It was everywhere. And God was everywhere. As he flew through the sky, TYKO started thinking about his home and his mom and dad and his pet cat, and of all the love and joy and happiness which these things had brought to him. Suddenly, TYKO realized something. All the while that he had dreamt of going to Horizon, he had in fact been living there. When TYKO returned home, he took the golden box and the magic paper to his parents to give to them as a present for all that they had done for him and for all the love which they had given him. He told them about his trip and what he had discovered, that Horizon was everywhere and that everyone lived in Horizon. His parents were very pleased. This gift is far too important for us to keep for ourselves, said his mother. We must share this with everyone. They decided to take the golden box and the magic paper to the Emperor. The Emperor was delighted. He was also pleased to see that a child had been able to find the truth about Horizon when no grown-up had been able to. TYKO is a very wise boy, said the Emperor. He shall teach us all how to make the bird. Soon everyone in Japan had learned the magic of making this paper bird. They called it origami, which meant folding paper. They all kept one in their homes, and whenever they saw the bird, they were reminded that they were living in the land of love and joy and happiness, and that God was with them. TYKO became a great hero with the people of Japan, and because of this, the Emperor named the largest city in Japan after him. And in time, the capital of Japan came to be known as Tokyo.